unmuted.
Yes, ma'am. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ruben Reyes,
Yes.
Cesar Nevares,
Here.
Ralph Duran,
Here.
Mayor Ivy Avalos. Victor Perez is absent, and Ivan Colom Villalobos.
Here.
Mayor, we have a quorum. Mayor, we have one speaker, Mayor Avalos.
I'd just like to say thank you to everyone that participated in helping the City Council Socorro High School homecoming parade float. Big thank you to Andy, Chris, and Lulu from the art department. Without you, my vision of this float wouldn't have been as spectacular. Ms. Villalobos, Mr. Reyes for their time and effort in helping paint. I think I still have paint in my hair, so. Mr. Rudy Cruz for his donation and time. Everyone that walked and handed out popcorn and candy to the people of Socorro. Ms. Rodarte, Ms. Candelaria, Sergio from Code Enforcement, the ladies from the Recreation Department, Louis from Public Works. And if I forgot to mention any names, I'm truly sorry, but know that you are truly appreciated. Thank you. Do we have any more public speakers?
No more speakers, Mayor.
Thank you. Moving on to consent agenda.
Motion to consent agenda?
Second.
Ruben Reyes,
Yes.
Cesar Nevares,
Yes.
Ralph Duran,
Yes.
Victor Perez is absent, and Ivan Colom Villalobos.
Yes.
Mayor,
Yes, sir, Mr. Martinez?
good evening, Mayor and Council. Jim Martinez, City Attorney. The items are listed on the agenda in the incorrect order. Actually, they're in the correct order logically. They're just not in the correct order legally. The law actually says you have to adopt the budget before you set the tax rate. I know that makes no sense, but that's what it says. So I would ask council to take the first three items as number 8, number 9, and number 12 in that order.
8, 9, and 12.
All right, thank you.
Do we have a motion?
Motion to move up items 8, 9, and 12.
Do we have a second?
Second?
Ruben Reyes,
Yes.
Cesar Nevares,
Yes.
Ralph Duran,
Yes.
Victor Perez is absent, and Ivan Colom Villalobos.
Yes.
Item number 8, public hearing of an ordinance adopting a budget for the fiscal year commencing October 1st, 2021, and ending September 30th, 2022. It is now 6:14 p.m. Public hearing is open.
Mayor, we have no speakers.
As there are no speakers, public hearing is now closed at 6:15 p.m. Item number 9, Second reading and adoption of an ordinance adopting a budget for the fiscal year commencing October 1st, 2021, and ending September 30th, 2022.
Do we have a motion?
Motion to approve for discussion?
Second.
Okay. Good evening, Mayor and Council. The budget that you have before you is the same budget that we've been discussing. We are required to post it in advance. I do know that there was a discrepancy that Mr. Reyes found under the Public Works Department. One of the pay rates was a little less than what it's based off of a part-time position, but we will address that under a budget amendment. Correct. Other than that, but because it has already been posted and I can't go in there and change it at this point. But during the budget amendment, we will address that.
Do we have any other questions, comments?
Ruben Reyes,
Yes.
Cesar Nevares,
Yes.
Ralph Duran,
Yes.
Victor Perez is absent, and Yvonne Colom Villalobos.
Yes.
Item number 12, discussion and action to ratify the tax increase set forth in ordinance adopting a budget for the city of Socorro.
Do we have a motion?
Motion to discuss?
Second.
So it's the verbiage in your motion.
I'm sorry.
The motion that we provided you?
Oh,
No? Not on that one?
No.
Okay.
It's for this one, for number 7.
Mayor, I couldn't hear the motion. Can you tell me what it was?
It is to ratify the tax increase.
I believe it was you said motion to discuss?
mm-hmm.
The
To
ratification.
discuss the ratification of the tax increase.
The tax
Mr. Lester, were you gonna speak on this?
Yeah, if you're gonna take an action on an agenda item, I think it needs to be to approve, to deny, to postpone, or to take some other action. I don't think a motion to discuss is an appropriate motion.
Okay, so discussion and action? Is that good, Mr. Martinez?
Motion to approve?
No, ma'am, I think it's gotta be approve, deny,
Okay,
postpone, something like that.
so I'll change it. A motion to approve, item number 12?
Right.
Second?
Good evening, Mayor and Council. This item is to ratify the tax increase, which we are selecting the voter approval rate, which is at .80 cents.
Ruben Reyes,
Yes.
Cesar Nevares,
Yes.
Ralph Duran,
Yes.
Victor Perez is absent, and Yvonne Colom Villalobos.
Just real quick, just because it states here, and then we have to read it this way. I move the property tax rate to increase by the adoption to the tax rate of .803158 per 100, which is effectively a 2.06% increase in the tax rate. Even though it does say it's an increase, it's actually
A decrease, correct.
A
And that's for
decrease.
item number 7?
Oh, it's not for this item?
No.
Ah, I see.
This one's, we're just kind of saying that what we've posted, we're ratifying the voter approval rate,
Okay,
right?
alrighty then.
We're just kind of solidifying that that's what, the route that we're taking. Correct, Jim?
Yes, that's it precisely.
Okay, alrighty then, thank you.
Your vote? Ms. Colom Villalobos?
Yes, I'm sorry.
Item number 6, public hearing on an ordinance authorizing the assessment and the collection of property taxes within the city of Socorro, Texas, and further authorizing the El Paso City Tax Office to perform the actual assessment and collection of said property taxes on behalf of the city of Socorro, Texas, for the fiscal year commencing on October 1st, 2021, and ending on September 30th, 2022. It is now 6:20 p.m. Public hearing is open.
Mayor, we have no speakers.
Mayor, while the public hearing is open, may I suggest a floor amendment?
I'm sorry.
I couldn't hear you, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, during the public hearing, now that it's open, may I suggest a floor amendment to the ordinance?
Oh, a floor amendment.
Correct,
To the
so he's
ordinance.
asking for a motion for a floor amendment.
Well, actually, I'm
Correct?
just asking if I can propose one.
Okay,
Yeah, yes, ma'am, and this is one of the requirements that, you know, we need an amendment. It's missing, the current ordinance is missing one of the mandatory notices. This is what happens when you're adapting to a new statute. It already says this tax rate will raise more taxes for maintenance and operations, but the statute says you need a second statement in bold type, and I'll just recite it. I would ask someone to propose that there be a floor amendment to the ordinance to add to it in bold type the following. The tax rate will effectively be raised by 2.06% and will raise taxes for maintenance and operations on a $100,000 home by approximately $blank. And if it's not obvious, I defer to Charlie about what that amount is.
Caught half of it.
Yeah, I couldn't hear very well.
Yeah, the echo is really bad
Yeah.
back.
so Jim, they're having a hard time hearing you, and this was a public hearing, so you want to do the floor amendment during the public hearing? Or
It's
do you
not-
want
no,
to
we
do it
can
on
do it-
item number
Do it
7?
on the ordinance itself, that's fine.
I'm sorry?
We can do it on the ordinance itself.
Okay,
Okay,
Number 7?
yes, so we don't have any public speakers, ma'am?
okay. As there are no public speakers, public hearing is now closed at 6:22 p.m. Item number 7, second reading and adoption of an ordinance authorizing the assessment and the collection of property taxes within the city of Socorro, Texas, and further authorizing the El Paso City Tax Office to perform the actual assessment and collection of said property taxes on behalf of the city of Socorro, Texas, for the fiscal year commencing on October 1st, 2021, and ending on September 30th, 2022.
Jim, do you want to go ahead and do your floor amendment?
Sure, and Mayor, I think you need a motion first, and then I could recite the floor amendment, but this is the one where you need the specific language that we've distributed.
So now,
Can we have a
Now
motion?
you want to read it?
Okay, so motion to adopt? Okay. Correct. The following. I move that the property tax rate be increased by the adoption of a tax rate of 0.803158 per 100, which is effectively a 2.06% increase in the tax rate. The tax rate, also, per our city attorney, he wanted us to add the tax rate is to cover, I'm sorry, I wrote it down.
You want me to read it?
Sure.
Yeah, I would propose a floor amendment to the ordinance that says the tax rate will effectively be raised by 2.06% and will raise taxes for maintenance and operations on a $100,000 home by approximately $blank, and I would ask Mr. Casiano to fill in that amount.
so it's, the increase would be $20.60.
That's it.
And we'll raise taxes. Did you get it?
Do we have a second?
Second.
Right, so I wanted to, again, explain to the public that even though our verbiage states that it's an increase. For the city of Socorro, it's actually a decrease, the tax rate.
Ruben Reyes,
Yes.
Cesar Nevares.
Yes.
Ralph Duran,
Yes.
Victor Perez is absent, and Ivan Colom Villalobos.
Yes.
Item number 10, public hearing of an ordinance of the City of Socorro, Texas, adopting the amended organizational chart for the City of Socorro. It is now 6:25 p.m. Public hearing is open.
Mayor, we have no speakers.
As there are no speakers, public hearing is now closed at 6:26 p.m. Item number 11, second reading and adoption of an ordinance of the City of Socorro, Texas, adopting the amended organizational chart for the City of Socorro.
Motion to approve for discussion?
Second.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. The organizational chart that you have in front of you reflects all of the changes and the additions that we are adding to the city's, the way that we do business. If you want to go ahead and review, if you have any changes, but it currently gives you of how our organization is structured.
Ms. Rodarte?
Yes.
Just real quick, I know it might not even make a difference, but I know before it would say constituent instead of residents. The change was because, is there a difference?
Yeah, there's no difference. I had our new executive assistant.
Okay.
So resident citizens, constituents are practically all the same.
Same umbrella.
Mhm. If you prefer it to read as constituents, we can do that.
I think it's fine. What do you, any?
Well, in our, the only reason is, our charter continuously says constituents.
Oh, I see.
Does not say residents. So I
Can-
would
Can we,
say
Correct, so as
consistency.
part of your motion, just state that you are approving with the change of changing residents to constituents in the organizational chart, and we'll make the change.
any other questions, comments?
Ms. Villalobos, would you like to include that as a
Yes,
motion?
I would like to include it in the motion to go ahead and change, instead of saying residents, to say constituents. Second, anyone?
Second.
Ruben Reyes,
Yes.
Cesar Nevares.
Yes.
Ralph Duran.
Yes.
Victor Perez is absent, and Ivan Colom Villalobos.
Yes.
Moving on to city manager, item number 13, discussion and action to approve mayor, council members, city manager, and staff members to attend the TML 109th Annual Conference and Exhibition from October 6th through October 8th, 2021 in Houston, Texas.
Motion to approve? Second.
So, good evening, Mayor and Council. The 109th Annual Conference from the TML is around the corner. It's about 3 weeks away. So we do need to know by tomorrow who will be attending, so Norma can do all of the arrangements for us. I do want to make you aware that the conference does fall in a council meeting. So we either want to call a special meeting, or we just want to cancel that meeting and do the October 21st meeting.
Let's move it up.
Sorry.
Do we have a motion?
I made the motion already to
A
approve.
Motion to approve.
We don't,
Well,
question?
Can we know who's interested?
Everybody that's interested, please raise your hands at this time.
1, 2, 3, 4. Mr. Nevares? No.
I can't.
Okay, so I will have Norma call you tomorrow just to verify if anything changes. And then we can start making those reservations. And because this falls under our new budget, we're able to use the new fiscal year.
Before we move to one meeting, next month. Is there anything that we need to, that has a deadline prior to the 21st of October that you know of?
No, it's the beginning of our fiscal year, so real, and because we're also during like a lame duck period, there's not much that we can bring to council other than normal operational procedures.
So you guys are okay with one meeting for October? Yes?
Ruben Reyes,
Yes.
Cesar Nevares,
Yes.
Ralph Duran.
Yes.
Victor Perez is absent, and Ivan Colom Villalobos.
Yes.
Do we have a motion to delete 14, 15, and 16?
Motion to delete 14, 15, and 16.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Ruben Reyes,
Yes.
Cesar Nevares.
Yes.
Ralph Duran.
Yes.
Victor Perez is absent, and Ivan Colom Villalobos.
Yes.
Motion
To adjourn.
Second.
Ruben Reyes,
Yes.
Cesar Nevares.
Yes.
Ralph Duran.
Yes.
Victor Perez is absent, and Ivan Colom Villalobos.
Yes.
And we adjourn at 6:31.
Thank you.
Night all.